Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, Lyndon defeats Anthony Yarde by a split decision in a razor close fight. I have to confess, I had this fight 6 rounds apiece, a draw. But if anybody won it, in my opinion, I thought it'd be more likely to go to Anthony Yarde, just because he was the guy pressing the fight, and he landed the better shots, the more damaging shots in this bout. But Lyndon gets the fight by a split decision. Is it a robbery? In my opinion, not really, to be honest. Close fight, but it is what it is. Like I said, if I had to give it to anybody, I would have given it to Anthony Yarde, just because he was more aggressive and landed harder shots. But to me, this fight was a tale of two halves. The first half of this fight was basically dictated by the jab of Lyndon. He was staying on the outside, making Anthony Yarde fall short with his own jab. And yeah, Lyndon was landing some really good jabs in the first half of this fight. You know, pinging the head back of Anthony Yarde, whereas Yarde was missing, falling short, and really wasn't doing anything special in the first 6 rounds. After 6 rounds, I had it 5-1 to Lyndon. Rounds 2 and rounds 4 were actually quite close. You could have scored those to Anthony Yarde, but I scored them to Lyndon just because I felt his jab was more effective than Anthony Yarde's 2 or 3 power shots that he landed in those rounds. So after the halfway point, I had Lyndon in a commanding lead. But in the second half of this fight, Anthony Yarde came back, in my opinion, and it was around the middle of a fight where the commentary team picked up on the fact that Lyndon hadn't been using his straight right hand throughout the fight. And you could hear into Lyndon corner, and they said, or Lyndon said to his coach, "I can't throw the right hand." Whether that means he hurt it or not, I'm not sure. But for the first 8-9 rounds of this fight, you could count, it was a handful of times where Lyndon threw the right hand. He was solely fighting off the jab, you know? And yeah, I think Anthony Yarde realised that in the second half of this fight. He upped the pressure. He wasn't falling short as much with his jab. He was landing some of those to body and head, and some of his power shots were getting through. For example, the overhand right. He actually nailed Lyndon a few times in the second half of this fight with the overhand right. And yeah, round 12, I felt Anthony Yarde clearly won that round. He actually rocked Lyndon with a really nicely timed overhand right. Lyndon took it well though, and he recovered, tied Anthony Yarde up, tried to fight him off, and got to the final bell. You know, if Lyndon fought this fight with one hand, with a damaged right hand, then fair play to him, because he fought a really good fight considering. He was throwing his right hand a little more in rounds 10, 11 and 12, but maybe that was down to necessity, because Anthony Yarde really was coming on strong. Maybe he decided just to throw it through the pain. But, you know, fight ended after the 12th round, obviously, and I had a 6-all draw. 6 rounds apiece, couldn't split them, it was razor close, but the judges, by split decision, gave it to Anthony Yarde. Anthony Yarde at the end of this fight looked perplexed, and Lyndon was extremely happy, let's just say that. Interesting fight, not a barn burner. It was very technical. Some would say boring. I enjoyed it for what it was, and yeah, Lyndon moves on and gets the biggest win of his career. So fair play to Lyndon man. Fair play to Lyndon As for Anthony Yarde, I mean, he's learnt nothing from the Kovalev fight. Still has no idea how to slip a jab or negate a jab. Can't cut the ring off. You know, very ineffective on the outside. Punch volume, not enough. And his offense just really isn't creative enough. If you're an aggressive fighter with little defense, then Yarde can light you up like a Christmas tree. But if you take a step back, throw the jab, maintain distance, maintain range, and make Anthony Yarde find his own openings and create his own openings, then he's nowhere near as effective. Anthony Yarde really is a poor front foot fighter. He really is. Based on this fight with Lyndon he's not improved at all since the Sergey Kovalev fight. And listen, after that fight with Kovalev, a lot of questions were asked about his trainer Tunde Ajayi. And now those questions are going to be doubled down, because Anthony Yarde seriously needs to consider changing trainer. He's athletically gifted, he's got quick hands, he hits hard, he's explosive, but what they're doing right now just isn't working. They are not getting the most out of Anthony Yarde's body and his physicality, his athletic ability. They're not honing in on that at all. to be honest. And yeah, the development for Anthony Yarde since the Kovalev fight has been non-existent. And we saw that again tonight. The same flaws presented themselves, and once again, he was found wanting. Fair enough, it was a close fight, and if I were to say who won that fight, if anybody deserved it, I would have given it to Yarde. But it's not a robbery, it was a very close fight, and it was what it was. Anthony Yarde's only got himself to blame. First 6 rounds, he did absolutely nothing for the most part. And even in the second half, man, again, it was only because Lyndon was so reluctant to throw that straight right hand, and his jab was less frequent. That's the only reason Yarde even won those rounds. So, yeah, a poor performance by Anthony Yarde. I guess you would say a good performance by Lyndon considering it looks like he only had one hand, and Lyndon now moves on to bigger and better things. Maybe Frank's going to try and put on a rematch because it was close. Who knows? But we'll see where Lyndon goes from here. But a big win. I'd like to see him get a shot at maybe the European title. I think that would be a good fight for Lyndon but yeah, very interesting fight. Again, not a barn burner. But yeah, there we go. And one more thing actually about Tunde Ajayi in this fight, yeah. His corner advice was absolutely awful. Horrendous throughout. Lions in the camp was one instruction. Oh, he's scared of you, Anthony. He's scared of you, Anthony. That was another bit of corner advice by Tunde Ajayi. Let's be honest here, Tunde Ajayi is absolutely awful. If Anthony Yarde started with a better trainer, I'm not saying the guy would be a world champion or anything, but I'm certain he'd be a lot better than he is now. Just because of the athletic ability that he does have. A better trainer would have honed in on that and developed him in a better fashion. But Tunde Ajayi, listen, Anthony Yarde, he needs to leave him at this point. It's really that simple. Tunde's taken him as far as he can, and quite frankly, right now, he's hindering him, in my opinion. So yeah, Anthony needs to leave Tunde. And yeah, bit of an upset. Congratulations to Lyndon displayed a really good jab, some nice footwork. He wasn't running, like Tunde was saying, just taking half a step back. He was actually showing some really nice footwork in there, Lyndon and a good jab. So yeah, Lyndon's got good fundamentals, tall and lanky. He's certainly a good boxer, and I'll be interested to see where he goes from here. Anyway, share your thoughts below, guys. Who did you have winning this fight? Did you have it a draw? Did you have Yarde? Did you have Lyndon share your thoughts below in regards to who you thought won, and yeah, just your thoughts on the fight in general. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It's been your guy Delboy. Peace.